announced that my streaming has worked on my iPad, so I thought I would definitely address this today's as well as yesterday's E3 live stream for Nintendo, which is one of the ones I've really been looking forward to be honest. And even though I definitely give Sony the big thing for more first-party software, sometimes I can definitely say that sometimes a good strategy is to do less. Less is more. So I agree. I'm kind of miffed about Yoshi and Metroid Prime 4 as well as Generation 8 being absent from this year's show as well. But there's still potentially one more day tomorrow with 3DS stuff that I can address tomorrow when I wrap up for everyone else. It also seems that their new Smash is not merely a port, despite what some people were expecting, even or merely a new game. I was in between on that one, kind of was Mario Kart, Bayonetta, Pokken, and it has everyone they've had in. So definitely gonna be in my rotation are Snake, Pichu, Young Link, and the Ice Climbers. Apparently, those last ones, because they wanted to keep the roster consistent for the last game they did. I mean, the Wii U could technically handle all of them at once, but the 3DS could not because of technical limitations, unfortunately. But with the Switch having both characteristics of a portable console and a home one, I'm glad that such an endeavor can finally take place. I mean, and definitely thinking that the Inklings, I'm definitely going to be using them quite often as new characters, given how they upgraded from Mii costumes in the last game to full-on playable characters. I'm liking how the mechanics will work. I mean, you gotta keep an eye on your ink as well as like you do in the game they're including from. That'll be a nice segue for what I will mention next. And Ridley is finally in there, and even if the dramatic opening video is no indication of how it'll do, they actually work the size of the beast into the game itself. I mean, and Daisy, now we have the whole Trinity princesses, as Social War Rosalina, as well as Peach, Toadstool for those about a certain age here, I mean. And overall, it looks like a fun game. I definitely that's one of my main things I want to get a Switch for, especially when it comes out on Christmas time. Given how. And it'll have adaptive GameCube controllers, since I never really had the original 64 game. I did play it pretty frequently when other people did. And Melee, however, was the first one I owned and loved when I was younger, so you can definitely tell that I'm excited for this. Moreover, Splatoon 2 Auto Expansion is going live today. Hey, I definitely want to get that game as well as download it whenever I can. And I'm definitely liking a lot of design work that's been done. Also, the somewhat 80s, early 90s vibe getting from the setting as well as even like the title font. And also the way the director of the game presents himself. I mean, much like his creations. The prominent Squid researcher and his assistant. Yeah. And I'm definitely just not going to be hitting everything right now, since there's still one more day. I could probably address that in the everything else tomorrow as my wrap up. I'm just going to hit all the basics I can. And on that note, I don't really care about Xenoblade 2 DLC or this Phantom or whatever, but Octopath Traveler still looks excellent, even though I think the guy presenting it may be a bit confused about what the objective is. It's not just being a thief, dude. It's an RPG that's only one of the many things you can do in the game. And basically be like playing Breath of the Wild or Skyrim and basically ignoring everything else you're doing around there. I mean, I still think it looks great, and definitely plan on getting it when I do get a Switch. And the main catalyst for why I want one promise of Pokemon Generation 8 next year in the second half, but this year, Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. Eevee, that even though there's still some detractors, there's a lot of people confused about what the thing actually is I personally think it's the ideal blend of the mobile spin-off Pokemon Go as well as a reversioning of the original games I've been wanting ever since I was younger. I guess I might finally cave into a Nuzlocke of Fire Red if I get a chance to, but I will say that's looking like it's going to be pretty impressive all the same. And on that note, I will definitely be looking to stay up for Switch very soon, as well as getting the game when it launches, especially since with the Pokeball Plus accessory will get you a legit Mew who with it, and definitely that bundle. I think I'll probably go for the Pikachu one first to make sure to, and then probably get the Eevee one at a later date, just based on personal preference. I mean, and even though they only showed about like say like 48 minutes of gameplay of that title, not even a whole hour, but they did show. I did manage to get a feel for how it works. I mean, I like some of the tweaks, and if that it looks fantastic in HD, I'll say. I mean, not sure how it would run compared to portable mode as opposed to docked mode, but hey, if I still play the original games all those years, I don't think it's going to be too much of an issue. I mean, given I still play a lot of 8 and 16-bit games. And even though I admit how they were supposed to retire in a virtual console is a bit and I definitely can say, hey, that in addition to the online service, I'm probably going to sign up for Gold or Plus. In addition to giving you a select, also grade hating their catalog of previous games into the main eShop, like kind of like how Sony and Microsoft do with PSN Store and Xbox Live Arcade. I mean, hey, since even though there weren't as many surprises for their show as there were in previous years, I can definitely say that whatever happens next, I'll be looking forward to it. I mean, and as for Metro Prime 4, Generation 8, and Yoshi, hey, whenever they come out, I'll be ready for it. So, I will definitely have my wrap up. Everyone else I haven't addressed yet. As well as some final developments of the last day of the show tomorrow, and I will see you guys then.